Ubong. It's so great to see you.
Hi, Debbie.
How's
Same here.
how's it been working from home?
How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, we are holding up. All right, we are doing well as well here, and then trying to make sure we keep everything going. It's been quite different, right? When the people come in, things like this gives an opportunity for you to adjust and to shift. So that's what we are doing to ensure that we shift and adjust to ensure that we keep doing what we have to do, and to keep
Yeah.
ensuring that we serve the people that we've been called up to serve at this time. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, just for those who'll be watching this conversation, I'd like you to just introduce yourself, what you do in your organization, and then what your organization does, basically.
Yeah, currently I serve as the head of customer experience management at Hygeia HMO Limited. Hygeia HMO Limited is almost a health insurance company in Nigeria, and then we offer health insurance to corporates, retail, and also we partner with organizations to ensure that we provide access to care to customers. Currently, our goal and objective is to ensure that we offer services that are simple, right, and transparent, affordable, and reliable. We're in a country and a place that people need to be assured of what the services they are actually subscribing to. So that's what we do. And as the head of customer experience, I'm responsible for ensuring that our acquisition plan, our retention plans, and efficiency of our operations are top notch. Right, we ensure that we know how, when the customer comes in, what we do, the right onboarding processes. Right, we also ensure that access to care is promptly facilitated. All right, and also we ensure that we make use of our customer feedback for effective decision making and business. So basically, I'm responsible for the end-to-end management of our customers at Hygeia HMO, and also responsible for the customer engagement activity. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, I've used your HMO for a number of years, so I can attest to the great work that you're doing, having transformed CX from what it was to what it is now. So well done. Right. So to kick this off, I would like to. I recently across the social media platforms, was just doing some form of opinion polling to find out what people within my network thought about what businesses will thrive during this pandemic. And one of the businesses that was mentioned is a business in the healthcare space, which is the place where you're at. How would you say, how would you describe customer experience now during the pandemic at Hygeia HMO? What's the situation like? How is it for business?
Well, yeah, thank you, Debbie. For every season and for every time, it is an opportunity, right? And like Pastor Kojo Yamade will say, he says, don't allow a crisis to go to waste. Right? It's a challenging time, but it's also different and an opportunity for us as a company, right, to reassure our customers that we are committed to ensure prompt, easy, and convenient access to care whenever the need arises. Mm-hmm. Right? We need to ensure that despite the fact that things are going on, everybody is so concerned about their health. Everybody's so concerned about how would they be able to be taken care of if they have any health issues, right? Mm-hmm. And these are things that we are adjusting and shifting, all right, and we actually make sure that we're optimizing our channels to ensure that our customers are rightly served. Our contact center is running 24/7 as always, right? We are online. Our presence is more effective than the right, trying to ensure that we guarantee the right services that needs to be accessed whenever the need arises.
So during this pandemic, have your customer engagements increased? By engagement, I mean customer queries, people calling or sending emails or reaching out to you across all your touch points. Has it increased during this period of the pandemic?
Well, to an extent, absolutely. When this happened, we had to go back to the drawing board and see what would be the most effective way of managing and engaging our customers. All right. And today we had different channels of getting access to us, via calls, emails, right, and chat and all that. But because everybody needed to work from home, right? We immediately activated our business continuity plan, and we had to review and see which channels will be more effective at this time to bring the resources, all right, and the infrastructure, right? So currently, right, we are online 24/7, but we are only restricting access to us via emails, right, and chats, right? We discovered that sometimes the infrastructure will not be able to support calling us at this time, and also we are ensuring that we have also make sure that our customers reach us when they need to reach us. We are advising everybody that there's nothing for you to go to the hospital, do not bother, except in emergency. And also, before now, we had actually introduced our telemedicine services. So instead of you going to the hospital, right, you can call our telemedicine line, all right, and consult with a doctor online real time, right? And if you need to really go to the hospital, right, arrangement will be made for you to get to the hospital. So yeah, we have avenues. People are still going to the hospital, no doubt, right? But today we are ensuring that for you to get there, you need to talk to us. When you need to talk, you can get across to us as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. Now, have you noticed any bottlenecks in your customer experience processes during this pandemic? Have you noticed any bottleneck, anything that has made you look at first to say, oh, this could have been done differently?
Well, I would say that being a forward-thinking organization is more of an opportunity for us, all right, to make sure that we leverage and fast track on our ongoing initiatives, all right, innovative initiatives works that are currently in the works, especially with enabling more ease and prompt access to care. Believe that at a time like this, all right, yeah, there are going to be challenges. We're not saying there are no challenges, all right, but we are looking at those things as opportunities, all right, for us to see what do we need to do, how do we make sure that we leverage on this to ensure that our customers are rightly served, right? Yeah, before now, when just before the full lockdown, right, we have started having skeletal services at the head office. Right, we had to test our business continuity. So before we immediately just said everybody should work from home. When you're working from, we announced, okay, what will be the constraints, right? Which will be telecommunication access, data, and all that stuff. And we discovered that the easiest and the fastest means was if we had to identify the channels that would be easy for people to reach us, which is emails, right? And then if we need to call you, we will call you. And then we activated and advised everybody to use our telemedicine lines, right, and all that. Because for now, we believe that if you need to really access care, it has to be emergency, right? And also today, all right, recently we discovered that because of the situation of things, we had people are stressed, people want to, okay, let me go and check my blood pressure and all that. So we have what we call the chronic drug register. So instead of you go to the hospital, right, we subscribe to that service that we can deliver your drugs to you, right, if you have your prescription. So we are doing everything possible to fast track and facilitate ease of access to care for our customers. Yeah, the opportunities, we're learning, there are challenges, but we are every day, right, we go to the drawing board to see what are we seeing. And good, in Hygeia today, there's what we call the aftercare service. So once you get to the hospital, all right, immediately after that, within 24 hours, all right, you get a feedback, you get a notification to tell us how your experience works. So every day today, we review what are the feedback from our customers, right, which enables us to identify our customer satisfaction ratings, our net promoter score, our customer effort score, right? What are the insights? What are they saying? What are the experiences? So every day today, in the morning, we review all the things, that happened, the feedback from the customers, and look at the areas we need to improve on. So it's prompt feedback, real-time feedback, and real-time process, and service improvement activities that's going on for us at this time.
Yeah, so let me ask you a bit about feedback, because one of the things I have noticed, especially during the pandemic, is customer feedback management is not the same as templates or structures that we had set up as CX professionals before. How are you gathering customer feedback now?
Okay, now daily, all right, by email. So we send a notification to you, all right, and send an SMS to you, all right, that you had access care. We'd like to know what happened when you were at social hospital, all right, and what was your experience. And now a lot of people today are online. So we are getting more feedback, all right, from our email channels, where people are responding to the survey. And also, we also call. There are some services that people have gone to the hospital maybe for surgery, childbirth, and all that. So we engage you via call. So we have some people that we are calling to actually measure your experience and to know how satisfied you were with that service. So yeah, we are sustaining it and we are driving because.
Yeah, so all of that, all of that now is happening during the pandemic, is what I'm
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Our feedback process, instead of us, does not reduce, whether we have actually stepped it up, right? So if you need to call, we call, right? If you check and see, okay, because right now, like I said, people are online real time. People are actually going on and reading stuff at the same time. So we believe that there's an opportunity for us to leverage on that and gather feedback from our customers.
What's the highest complaints you're getting now from customers? So two customers from two perspectives, from the caregivers, the hospitals, and then from those of us like myself who go to the hospitals. What kind of complaints are you getting? Is it different from what you've been getting before the pandemic? Is there anything unique about it?
Well, basically, since we are in the business of ensuring that and facilitating access to care, it's almost the same thing. Nothing has really changed for us as a business, all right? But what has really changed now is, the hospitals that are open, some hospitals, some providers had to shut down, right, to actually look at their process again to be able to handle the situation. The health professionals are the forefront of this pandemic right now. So
Yeah.
some hospitals were taken on a wait, all right, some of them have been prepared over time. So some had to go back to their dream and also be sure that, so sometimes some hospitals have actually suspended their services and some have restricted to some certain services. What we are doing more right now is getting customers calling us, so where can I access this kind of service? Okay, we're advising you, okay, go here instead of going here, all right? Right. And if there's no need for you to really go to the hospital, use the telemedicine line, right? So we have the telemedicine line that you can call in and consult with the doctor, and the doctor can prescribe medications for you, and you pick it up at the nearest pharmacy, or we can deliver it to you if we need to deliver it to you, right? So basically, and also the pressure has been on the hospital because of some of I would say, the product they need, their medications and all those stuff. Everybody is on lockdown, right? So that would be the challenge the hospital is facing right now, right? To be able to provide the services that are needed. So most of them has actually structured, right, their services now to certain, right, services that are emergency, like more like emergency, right? If it's something that you can hold on for now, please hold on.
So right, I get. I mean, it goes without saying. Now, for the medications that people when that you're offering to deliver to your customers, is this in collaboration with the hospitals that are under your portfolio?
Sorry, say that again.
For those who you have identified probably have a medication and they need to get that because of the lockdown, they can't really move around. And you also mentioned that you have these medications delivered. Do you do that? Are you the ones prescribing the medication, or are you doing this in partnership with the hospitals under your umbrella?
No, we don't, already. Okay, typically, let's say someone is on a chronic medication, there's a prescription already, right? Maybe it's just for you to get your routine drugs. Instead of you going to the hospital, right? Once there's a prescription, we don't just give you medication, all right? And we are the ones giving the medication, all right? We have partners, all right? Our pharmacies and the hospitals, all right?
Okay.
We now partner with them and say, okay, let's say you have, let's say you have a prescription, all right? Instead of you going to the hospital and exposing yourself, all right, we tell you we will deliver those medications to you once you've come on board that particular initiative, that particular service.
Right. Okay. That
and it's open to all our customers.
Yeah, that makes sense. How do you see customer experience, or should I say patient experience, changing after the pandemic? What kinds of changes do you expect in patient or customer behavior that will impact your business?
Yeah, for us, right, we will, as things are happening, like I said earlier on, it has caused us to shift and adjust, right? Our plan, going forward is to continuously streamline and optimize our digital service points and sustain effective engagement with our staff and customers, right? We will also review our working processes to let more of our people work remote if they choose and can remain productive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're also striving to make sure that we deepen our engagement with our customers, all right? And we're committed to ensuring that we understand what they want, right? And make sure we understand their behavior, all right, to guide our activities and our initiatives and what we're doing to serve them.
Yeah. Well, if you were to pick one opportunity, because I mean, of all the guests that I've had on, I've always asked this question. If you were to pick one opportunity that the pandemic has opened up for your organization, what would that opportunity be?
Well, for us is to stay very close to our customers, is to offer them that confidence, right? That we are there for them, right? That they can be assured that at any point in time they need to access care, right? They can count on Hygeia. Right? There's also opportunity for us to make sure that those that are with us are satisfied. We deepen the relationship with them to ensure that we continuously acquire more. We need to get more business. right? And also sustain the ones we have, and also to drive
Yeah.
for efficiency, because
Yeah.
this is the time for business to really drive efficiency in their services. So for
Yeah.
me, it's all right, driving an acquisition, all right, retaining the existing customers, and also striving for service efficiency across all our service.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll give you an example of why I'm asking for opportunities, because the truth is, I don't think any business has been through, well, largely been through this before, right? So we're all just learning along the way on how to deal with this. So I'll give an example of what I mean by opportunity. So for example, if I had someone on the VP for learner experience at ULesson, and one of the things she said, that two things, opportunities that they noticed is that one, they were pretty much focused on senior secondary school because it's an online learning platform for secondary school kids. But what the pandemic has done is made them realize that there's a larger market for lower secondary, right? Another thing that had made them realize is that for the contact center, they're pretty much focused on people who had customer service skills. But because of the pandemic and the high, the increase in calls and emails coming in, they had to move the guys who designed the courses into the contact center. Now, having those guys take the calls was different from just an average contact center agent, because they understand the curriculum, so they could answer questions, strategically. And for her, that was an aha moment, because that means they need to change their strategy when recruiting people for the contact center. So that's what I'm asking, like, what opportunities in terms of CX, what areas for improvement has the pandemic thrown out? And you're looking at like, oh yes, we could have done this differently. So you could call them wins.
Okay, yeah, for us, all right, like I said, when the lockdown, okay, when this happened, right, it's actually afforded opportunity for us to engage our customers more, right, and ensuring that we are giving targeted information, and not just giving out information to everybody, right? We discovered that we needed to talk to the elders differently, we needed to talk to the mothers differently, talk to the fathers differently, right? So our engagement, our content had to change, right? We needed to talk to people where they are. We needed to meet them where they are. Right? Right now, everybody needs to know, how do I stay safe? So every day we are telling you exactly what you need to do, right? And also our service center, right? At Hygeia, we call it the service center because we are rendering services, right, and all that. So it enable us to see, okay, on day-to-day basis, okay, the productivity of our people, to understand exactly what we need to do. Right, and also our guys that are handling our feedback, our complaints, right, they're working around the clock 24/7. And then we are checking what are the trends, right? We really like to sit more on our data right now to see what are the trends, right? What do we need to change so we can advise the entire company? Oh, actually, we need to look at things this way, all right? Enrollment, we need to approach things this way and all that. And also, like you said earlier on, right now is, if there's anything that Nigerians need more, is to be assured of their health. If anything happens to me today, all right, will I be able to have access to care? All right, so the need for people to understand the importance of health insurance, right? That's why we are getting more interest and leads, right now, and with respect to partnerships, right? We are having partnerships with different organizations, how we can ensure that there's access to care, people can access care, all right? We can fast track that ease of access to care. All right, so you can have, right now we review our plans, right? So we have some plans that are monthly plans, right? And people are coming on board and say, okay, let's see how we can ensure that everybody have access to care, right? This universal healthcare is what how do we put things in place that could access the common man out there, the man on the street, right? Or have access to care when the need arises.
Yeah, I think that's very insightful, because a lot of times we just send out messages to customers, and I'm glad that, during this pandemic, we're taking a step back to pretty much segment not just the customers, but the kind of communication that you send. I think that's very, very, and I'm sure that's something you would like to continue even after the pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. So what advice would you give to businesses in the healthcare space in terms of managing customer experience during the pandemic and even afterwards? What advice would you give to them if you were to give them three tips? What would you push out?
Yeah, thanks, Debbie. I will say one, stay close to your customers. Engage and gather feedback real time to understand their behavior and their expectations. right? Number two, review and consistently drive for efficiency across all your service touch points, all right? At the hospitals, wherever you were, all right? Every touch point must make sure that everybody delivers the right service. People are panicking, so you need to reassure them whenever they come into your, your hospital, or
Yeah.
they want to access the service, right? And also, most importantly, ensure effective employee engagement. Your internal customers, your staff are your first set of customers, right?
Yeah.
Right? You need to align your customers and employee mindset, right? The capacity to save your customers is expanded when you have authentic support from your staff. And
Mm-hmm.
your staff has to be properly engaged. You need to also check on them, right? Like JW Marriott will say, if you take care of your people will take care of your customers, and your business will be taken care of.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ubong, for taking the time to speak with me. I found this conversation very, very insightful. And I think that hospitals and healthcare providers or other HMOs like yourself would, learn a thing or two about this. And I want to commend all the work you're doing, right? And I'll be in touch. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Debbie. Thanks.